Welcome one and all to the McCormick End of Summer Sessions. My name is Christian Stevenson, or as most people out there in social world know me as DJ BBQ. I cook barbecue for a living and I write cookbooks about it. I've written two barbecue books and a burger book. So McCormick and I have teamed up to create some incredible tasty recipes to take your taste buds to the upper echelons of Tasty Town. DJ BBQ, you guys, 3 sandwiches. Just to give you a little sneak peek. Now, before I get ahead of myself, I'm getting a bit excited. Boy, because I got a pork shoulder to pull here. If you guys want to ask any questions, just do it. Ask them. I've got a good team of people here, and they're going to throw the questions at me, and I'll try to answer them throughout the cooking process. So we've got 3 really good burgers to take you through. And luckily for me, I cook with French's in my burgers anyway. That's one of my main hacks. I cook the French's into the patty. We're gonna do that later on, but this is what it looks like, just to give you guys a sneak peek. So we've got this lovely cheeseburger with a lot of fat content in there. I always go like 25, 30% aged beef fat. And once we get that sear on, we hit it with the yellow mustard. But we're gonna show you that one later. I've also got probably the best invention ever, which is kind of spicy candied bacon. So we drown the bacon in Frank's RedHot with the sugar. So we're gonna build that at the end. But right now, it's the dish that I do at festivals non-stop. Dave, can you take that for me, buddy? Thank you very much. We're doing a pulled pork sandwich with Carolina Gold. All the different regions in America, every different state, even cities have their own sauce, their own spice rub. I mean, the classic rub is salt, pepper, onion granules, garlic granules, brown sugar, and paprika. So that's what I hit the shoulder with this rub, and that's the classic. And then sometimes I add a bit more North Africa vibes. I'll go ground cumin, ground coriander, and then of course, because we live in England, I go a little bit of, mustard powder. But this is the classic. So I rub this shoulder. It's about, was it 4.2 kilos? Is that what this one was? Yeah. About 4.2 kilos. We rubbed it, we trimmed the fat off, so there's the chine bones removed. The only thing in there is the blade bone. So let's take apart this bad boy. Then we're gonna pull some of the pork out, and then we're gonna drown it in this goodness. So we made 2 French's-based Carolina Golds. So Carolina's about mustard. You've got ketchup-based barbecue sauces. You've got ones that are a bit more kind of like your classic sweet ones, which is like tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, I like tang, I like mustard. That's why I like Carolina. That's where my barbecue comes from. So this is classic Carolina barbecue. So we've got, this wasn't a cooked sauce. This is French's with cider vinegar. Real simple. We went a bit crazier on this one. Not too crazy, still pretty simple. So we've got honey, muscovado, and we spiked it with Frank's. So this has got both French's mustard and Frank's in that bad boy. So we're gonna pour that into the pulled pork, and then we got some lovely slaw. So, a lot of slaws have mayo in it. We've already got our condiment with the Carolina Gold. This is the kind of spicy, sweet one. So we've gone more of just a vinegar, kind of almost like a slaw pickle. So just real simple, a splash of cider vinegar. I use cider vinegar because barbecue and apples and pork, it just all works. So we're gonna top it with this. It's a really simple sandwich to make. And the best thing, we do 23, like 4 to 6 kilo pork shoulders, depending on how big those pigs are. And we do them overnight for about 18 to 21 hours. Slow and low at about 235 Fahrenheit, about 110 to 115 on the Celsius dial. And it's the easiest one to serve. It might take a long time to cook. And when you're doing you're smoking, it's a lot of babysitting. But for service, this is the easiest sandwich to make. You pull the pork, you take the pork, you put it in the bun, you throw the slaw on, service, bam. This is how we turn over doing our food truck at festivals. So you grab your forks, and then you just dive in. Oh my gosh, this smells insane. So as you can see, it's not even pulled pork. I call it poked pork. You poke it and it just falls apart. And you can see how clean the blade bone comes out, right? So whenever we pull the blade bone out this clean, which is every time, we just dance around the pork shoulder. We're saying clean bone. So there you go. We got the clean bone. And then you just take your, I'm just gonna grab some of this lovely pork. I wanna get underneath that fat. We leave a little bit of a fat cap to kind of goof-proof our cooking. That's what I'm all about. So you can see the kind of pink, the mahogany color. That is the oxidation. That's the bark you wanna create. This outside bit. The locals in the West Piedmont region of Carolina call it outside brown. That's the best bit. That's an umami bomb waiting to happen. So outside brown. So we've got our lovely pork. I want to use different muscles, different cuts in that shoulder. So the pork butt, the classic American cuts right here. You've got the butt, you've got the picnic. Over here, you call it pork shoulder, you call it the hand, the hock, depending on what country you're in. You know, because I know we're talking to Europe here, so you guys can tell me, man, what the butt's called. So we go classic American style pork butt, chine bone removed, blade bone in. The sweetest meat is next to the bone. And then you trim that fat because you want that rub to penetrate so it can oxidize so you can get that outside brown. Okay, is this gonna be too hot to handle? There we go, you got it. So, we've got our lovely pork shoulder. We've got our lovely outside brown. Oh my gosh, I wanna eat that right now. Will you marry me, outside brown? You know where I got that from? A friend of mine, Tyson Ho, who's got a Carolina barbecue joint in Bushwick, Brooklyn. He sits in the Carolina restaurants and watches what the locals order, because they'll order off menu, and that's where he came up with this. So you make sure you get rid of the fat. You don't want, as the guy who sold me my smoker says, you gotta get rid of the fat and the blubber, because that's just like taking money out the teal, Christian. And I'm like, thank you very much there, Ben Lang. Okay, so we've got our pork. You can pull it, you can chop it. Do you brine your pork first? No, man, I don't brine my pork first. Yeah, we don't need to, because there's so much connective tissue and fat in that shoulder. I'm self-basting from within. It's about breaking the collagen down and turning it into butter. And that's why you have to slow cook those frontal muscles, because you know, what does a pig do all day? What does a cow do all day? You know, they're just rutting around and eating, and these muscles are tough, you know? And they don't work for roast. You gotta slow cook them, break down the collagen, you know, and you can just see how beautiful it is and how just tender and juicy. So, we've got our Carolina Gold. Yeah, I asked for special effects today, it didn't work. So, we're gonna drizzle some of this is the one with muscovado, sugar, honey. It's also got the French's and the Franks. So it's a spicy mustard-based sauce. So, you're gonna get it in there. Now, if you just put it on top, you're gonna be asking for like a big hit of, you know, that tang, that mustard goodness, that heat. But if you move it through the pork, you get a good even distribution, and it doesn't hit you so hard. It's like a nice hit. I want a nicer hit, so I'm gonna go a bit more in. Here we go. Oh, it's like a shower of awesomeness. All right, so you can see that lovely Carolina Gold rocking in there. We're gonna hit a couple other regions of barbecue as we move forward. So now, these are probably our most popular buns. These are brioche buns. Gave them a little bit of a toast right there. So you got your brioche. We've also got some really lovely ones like poppy seeds. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. I find that I save the sesame seeds for my burgers, and I use the really shiny brioche, demi-brioche, for the pulled pork sandwiches. So you're gonna get those bad boys on there. Oh my goodness gracious. These look good. Oh, pile them high, y'all, pile them high. And then, remember, please feel free to ask questions, man. Throw them at me. Okay, we gotta make sure we got our heat rocking over here, because we're gonna be doing some burgers in a bit. Yeah, that's going good. Get my frying pan rocking. Woo! Okay, and then we bring the slaw, the rainbow slaw. People eat with their eyes. Okay, what regional USA cuisines are becoming more popular? Man, do you guys know the schedule? Do you know what the next burger is? Because that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Everybody just does the classic barbecue sauce, you know? It's three main things: tomatoes, vinegar, sugar. It's the classic one. But people are starting to look more regionally. That's why we've done this Carolina Gold with French's. And then the next one, we're gonna go to northern Alabama with a white sauce. And I don't wanna get too ahead of myself, but we're gonna go regional. So Mary, make sure we go back to this regional thing because I'm gonna talk about this on this next one. We got everything right, Dave? Yeah, we're all good? We are all good. This is so easy. I might go a little bit more crunch on there. All right, and then you top them off. Boom, 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 boom. And you have two gorgeous Carolina Gold pulled pork sandwiches. Look at these bad boys. These things could bring about world peace, I'm telling you. Goodness gracious, sakes alive. My grandma would say, Christian, you're my favorite grandson. I go, Grandma, I'm your only grandson. She said, it don't matter, you still be my favorite. Boy's about as skinny as a picket on a rail fence, she would tell me. But I had a high metabolism. All right, thank you, Grandma Hurst. We actually named our smoker after my grandma. We call her Della, which gets pretty awkward. Oh, we gotta stick the pork in Della. Okay, so we're gonna put these bad boys here. That is burger number one, done and dusted. Now we're moving on to that question you guys asked me about regional barbecue. Dave, can you grab that, please, my friend? Thank you very much. And we move on to one of the greatest inventions in the history of inventions. So I called the 2017 Baker of the Year and I said, I need a waffle bun. And I'm just thinking he's gonna make me two waffles, you know, two thin waffles to make the buns. No, no, no. He made me a bun. I go brioche waffle bun. This is genius. So I toasted that a little bit. You open it up, and inside this bad boy, you've got chicken tenders. You think that's panko, like your normal kind of breadcrumbs and stuff, you know, your egg wash, your panko. We went a bit awesome. We grabbed the crown of awesomeness. This sandwich comes with reverb, man, and echo. And the gods have been taught. You know what? This must have come down in Greek folklore. Can you hear the police? We've gone beyond deliciousness, and they're coming after us. So we dipped them in pork panko. What's pork panko? My friend, can you zoom in on this, my friend, right here? Fried pork rinds. Is there anything better? That's the breading. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a sneak peek on these guys. That's a chicken tender, and that's fried pork rinds. I think my heart stopped. There it goes. Oh my God, they're good. That was a line from Simpsons. Okay, so now we build. Okay, so let me see, make sure I got everything in here. Oh, so regional. We have got, thank you, sir. Dave's so on it. Dave Forge, Sussex. We forge a lot together. We go out there and pick stuff. So we've got our lovely pork panko chicken tenders in the waffle bun. I hope they don't find us. We got to get to the end of the hour, man. You can hear the cops coming, man. I am a single parent with 3 teenage boys, so you never know what goes on over here. So we've got, there's the base right there. We've got some lettuce on there, the chicken tenders. Now, we frickled everything. We frickled everything. So we've got some jalapeno frickles. We've got tempura style, like a batter ones. We've got, so we got jalapenos and normal pickles. So you can top them up with that, but it was looking a bit brown, which is okay, because I mean, I like everything brown. But we're gonna make it pop a little bit with some fresh pickles. But this is the regional thing you were talking about. You guys asked the right question. Northern Alabama white sauce. What is it? It's mayo, it's cider vinegar. They do distilled vinegar and just mayo. That's what they do. Whatever mayo's regional. And they mix it, and there's tons of black pepper. You can see that black, right when you think you've done too much black pepper, go a little bit more. I've added some lemon juice in there for a little bit more tang, fruity tang. And then when I want to go even crazier, I might grate in some like fresh horseradish. But really all you need is black pepper, mayonnaise, and vinegar. Okay, so did you use buttermilk on the chicken tenders for the breading? Yeah, so we buttermilked them first. That always helps to tenderize them. I mean, the tender is pretty tender anyway, and I bought it from like the best butcher on the planet. But, you know, buttermilk chicken, man, it works, and it sounds good, and it tastes good. It's how I grew up. So yeah, buttermilk, so you've got them all tenderized overnight. Hit them in the egg wash, the pork panko, and you're rocking. Now, I was on holiday, well, I was on a working holiday in Portugal last month, and I was doing this white sauce. I always do it with chicken, and they're always doing piri piri. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna do a spicy, I'm gonna take like a little jar of piri piri I got from the local markets, and I put it in my white sauce, and I'm like, that's the best, it's like the white heat of awesomeness. So, for your viewing and my eating pleasure, we're gonna spike it with Frank's, man. Look at this stuff, boom. So with the white sauce, this is from Northern Alabama, Big Bob Gibson's. They put it on the map. It is a phenomenal sauce. And then you bring that spike in there, that little heat, that hint. And the good thing about heat is, you know, in chilies, they speed up your metabolism. You can eat yourself thin. Woo! Okay, so now, Franks, you move over there. I need some help. Okay. So you take your spiked Alabama white sauce and you drizzle it onto your pork panko, buttermilk, chicken tenders. And then we throw on some fresh pickles, or if you want, you can throw in like a battered one. But I need this thing to pop, so I need some like color in there. And then you have probably my favorite invention of the last decade. Oh my goodness gracious. And that is your, chicken and waffles. That's a trend. I mean, you're seeing that in the restaurant industry. Chicken and waffles. We made a sandwich out of it. Oh boy, I'm excited about the sandwich. Okay, now, what's your best foraging find? Oh my goodness gracious. Can you answer the door, please? I think I got some deliveries coming, man. Because we're actually going foraging tonight and tomorrow morning. Man, best foraging find. There's a thing called ground ivy. I mean, I like finding yarrow and pineapple weed and lots of fun stuff. But ground ivy is an all herb, and it was used to make the original bitters back in the day. And that's everywhere. If you see a little like an ale hoof leaf, that's ground with a purple flower. That's ground ivy. It's an all herb. And we're going to be using a lot of that with some white sauce tomorrow for some live fire courses that we're doing. Good question. Yeah, three-cornered leeks. I do like a three-cornered leek. Now I'm getting a bit geeky. Okay, we're moving on to the burger. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the frickles. So we got jalapeno ones that we've dusted in flour, but we did a spice flour. And I know I was brought in today to talk about these two lovely products, but then I wanted to, you spice up your flour. And I'm from Maryland. I worked in crab shacks. I worked at all-you-can-eat crab houses for like 5 years. I chefed in the afternoon, and then I waited tables at night. And we would get this stuff in buckets, and we would steam crabs. This is my favorite stuff. This is Maryland. This is Ellicott City, Maryland. And luckily for me, it's McCormick. I like when things work out. Time to do the Old Bay Running Man. Old Bay, oh my God, I gotta get this pan ready. Sorry, I started dancing. How am I doing on time, people?
You're good, 15 minutes in.
Okay, so we're gonna get some lovely, little bit of oil in there just to kind of help out that pan. It's been sitting hot on that. So, this is the burger. This is the best cheeseburger you'll ever do. Hey Dave, can you get me those beef patties out of the fridge? Yeah, normally with steaks, I take them out of the fridge for about half an hour before I cook them. If they're bigger, I take them out for about an hour. I want them to temper. not burgers. They gotta be cold, otherwise they fall apart. So, we're gonna get that sear. It should be above the wine stuff, the burger patties, right above the wine, already in there. Dave? Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, sir. So this is the burger we're making for you good people. Sorry I'm running off camera. So that's it. Let me take you through this bad boy and then I'm gonna show you how I do it. We're gonna do a complete build. Did you say we have 15 minutes left or 15 minutes in?
We're at 20 minutes in.
We're 20, oh man, I'm good. Okay, so we've got our cheeseburger. Once I got the sear, you're gonna see it in a second, I flip it and I hit it with yellow mustard, I brush it in. Just a light little glistening of French's yellow mustard. And then we do both sides, cook that in, and then this. This is my new favorite thing. It's a spicy candied bacon. So we made a big bowl of light brown sugar, Frank's RedHot sauce, in this bowl, and then we just dipped our streaky bacon in there and then laid it on a pat, and this stuff is so good. I gave some to the kids, which was a bit naughty because they're like, that's got a kick, Dad. I'm like, oh yeah. And then we've got our jalapeno frickles, which we got the batter style, or we've got the dusted ones, any way you want to rock. And then we got some lettuce on the bottom, and then we've got a spiked mayo. Again, we rock the Frank's into the mayo. So you bring in all those lovely, I'm gonna bring the heat, man. I'm gonna bring the heat. Don't lick your fingers because the hot sauce went on there, Christian, because you might not be able to talk. There you go. So you bring all that mayonnaise-y, spicy goodness, and you toast your buns. So we've got our toasted buns over here. We're all good to go. And also, be careful with those toasts. When you go to brioche, man, they can get away from you, as you can probably see right there. All right, so this is what we're gonna build. Maintenant, that's French for now. Agora, that's Portuguese for now. How about adesso, Italian? I have a friend who can say there's a bird in my head and it's driving me crazy in about 8 languages. Gets him out of all sorts of trouble. Okay, so the classic smash burger. I make a ball, and then I smash it. I think I used a DVD, Spike Jones DVD with the ill communication sabotage video on it. And I just smash it that way. So look at this. Look at the fat content there. Fat is flavor. So when I go to my butcher, I always ask for 25, 30. I might even go a bit more. If I go to the supermarket to make burgers for the kids, I get minimal 20%, and you got to make them a bit bigger because you're going to get a big reduction. So these are about 25, 27% aged beef fat. On the festival circuit, when we're cooking, and my boy Dave, Forge Sussex, is out there cooking with me, he's grilling 900 to 1,000 burgers a day, and there's a lot of fat in there because we add suet. And if we want to go really posh, we'll add bone marrow, you're just adding all these great flavors. Fat is flavor. When I see that lean meat, I'm like, oh, yeah, because there's no flavor there. We want to go to Tasty Town, man. Okay, so I've got my my salt. So we're just gonna make it rain salt. And there's some peppercorns in there as well. And I'm gonna hit it with some pepper. I never add pepper on a steak. I only add pepper on burgers because I go really hot over a live fire. That pepper can burn. So white pepper is better for not burning, but we're gonna hit it hot because I do want to get that sear. I'm going thin. When I was younger, all I wanted was, your normal, burger you get at your favorite restaurant, the real thin ones. And then as you get older, your dad starts getting more crazier. He starts making the really thick burgers. I think Eddie Murphy did a whole thing about it. And you're like, oh, I just want the one I'm used to. And as I got older and having kids, they just wanted, what I had. So I've gone thinner. And that way, and if I want more meat, I'll double them up. I'll go double. My favorite cheeseburger is a double cheeseburger. I love it. So we got a hot plancha. There's our pan. So this goes straight on. So we're gonna build a crust. We got the spices there, salt, pepper. You can even go crazier. You can add a bit of maybe cayenne. Sometimes I'll do dried green hatch chilies. But a lot of the burger spices you'll have when you get those kind of different flavors that really spike the umami vibes. You go, again, salt, pepper, onion granules, garlic granules, which is the classic rub that we did on the pork shoulder. You get a lot of restaurants will do the same thing with their seasoned salt. So that's cooking. I'm now gonna smash a burger for you. Okay, Dave. Yeah, give me the Spike Jonze DVD. Spike Jonze DVD. I washed it, don't you worry. So that goes down. And sometimes it's not like a perfect looking circle, and that's okay. Because what we're doing there is you've got these little nooks and crannies all around it, right? No one will see plastic. And what happens is the fat, renders, and then it cascades. And instead of that perfect looking circle, you have those little nooks and crannies, and then the fat cascades over, creating fjords of flavor. I came up with that myself. Fjords of flavor. Norway, are you out there? Just an idea. So, okay, you got the spatula, buddy? Thank you, sir. Woo! Glad I didn't drop that. That would have been awkward. Okay. So, we've got that. What? I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Look at that crust we're building now. We take it to Tasty Town. So, always do the little shake, you know what I mean? With the yellow mustard. Because if it just sits there and you do the shake, you get a bit of liquid on top. Bring all that goodness together. Drizzle it on the burger. And then brush it in. Woo-wee. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. Right? Now, this is my favorite thing about this burger. A buddy of mine who does a lot of directing for me, there are other directors out there that are available, including the fine dude I got behind the camera now. He doesn't like mustard. It's one of his things. He does not like mustard. And then I made him this burger. He's like, what'd you do to this burger? This is the best burger I've ever had. I go, I cooked mustard into it. He's like, what? I go, yeah. The classic American French's yellow mustard. It's got that kind of, that tang, a little bit of sweet, that savory. It just hits all the buttons. And a good cheeseburger with aged beef fat, with the cheese, that alone with salt and pepper can bring you umami. Bone marrow, suet. We're all looking for umami. That's what we're doing as chefs and development chefs and just creating umami. So, alone, just the cheese and the aged beef fat and patty, we're rocking. So, I'm adding more umami. We're bringing layers and layers of umami bombs. Boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. One more hit. I kind of went a bit crazy on the other one. With the kids, less is more. You guys can experiment, but I'm kind of dousing them with the yellow mustard just to kind of show you so you can see what I'm doing. All right. There's a lot of people here. I should make a bunch more, right? Okay. So where's the burger? Oh, it's over here. So there's two different builds for this. As you can see, we've done the cheeseburger on top of the lettuce. And then with the cheese, you've got the jalapeno frickles. And then that spiked mayonnaise on the top bun. Now, you can build it that way, or you can build it this way. So this is how you get that squidgy vibe. We're gonna show you guys how to, show you guys know everything. Sorry, you're the chefs. We're gonna show you how we steam buns, okay? So there's that one. And let's do another one. Am I still good talking to this camera? Yeah, cool, all right. So we've got our, so we did that one sesame seed. Oh, I dropped a bun. No. It was good knowing you, man. So good knowing you. Give it to my kid. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we've got a different sesame. This is my friend Dave. This is my friends from a bakery over in Bristol, Hobbs House. So really shiny. He went nuts on the sesame. He just got a little bit less. And where is the lettuce? So I like iceberg. I know people were dissing iceberg for a while. Now everybody's on iceberg. It's about texture. It's about crunch. So we're gonna get those in there. Remember to please feel free to ask questions. Throw them at me. Okay, now we got a cheese. Can we buy your hat? Yeah, you can. DJBBQ.com. You can buy my hat. I'm not allowed to advertise myself, am I? Okay. Yeah, I spent lockdown making new ones. These are custom built. Okay. My favorite cheese to use at festivals and when I'm cooking is Monterey Jack. It's on the right side of creamy with a bit of sharp, and it melts really good. Cheddar melts okay, but you know what melts the best? Burger cheese. Is it really cheese? But man, does it melt good. So we go for the double. So we've got the Monterey Jack, the burger cheese, and then we tuck it in. We tuck it in. We'll move that over the middle. And then to help it along, we get our magic cloche. So that goes on there. Now, where's my water? Okay. So now we gotta, because the top of this bun's gonna stick to that cheese, I've gotta now do the other builds underneath it. So you saw that first build. So we're now gonna add the bacon to the bottom. I'm gonna go with, boom. I'm gonna split in half and add our spicy, how much? 1, 2 slices, 3 slices? Someone just say 5? 10? It's a heart attack waiting to happen, man. Okay. We're going nuts here. Oh, this is so good. Oh, here we go. Let me get so I've got soapy hot water. I know I shouldn't be licking my fingers, but that bacon is too dang good, and I'm gonna eat the sandwich anyway. So there's our bacon. And then you add your Old Bay frickles. So they can go in there. And you know what? We got our tempura real pickles. Best piece of barbecue equipment you recommend? You know, that's a good question. The best piece of barbecue equipment I can recommend. I love my tongs. I like to have a good set of tongs because it's an extension of my hand, you know? I also like having a good kettle grill because I can it's got a lid so I can turn the outdoor grill into an outdoor oven. Okay, we're on a key bit. So, we've got the build. Oh man, where am I at? I forgot to add, I'm gonna drizzle on the mustard on top. Sorry, the spiked mayonnaise. I should have done it on the bottom. Okay, so you guys ready? Cloche, bun. So this is gonna give us that smudgy vibe. Here we go. So a little bit of water in there, and that's gonna give it that nice kind of, it's just gonna go like this. Nice. I love a steamed bun. You know when they sometimes wrap your burger in foil and it comes out, it's kind of that squidgy vibe? I love that. So, we're creating our own little microenvironment in here. How you doing, buddy? I'm good. How you doing? I'm really good. You gonna go in my belly? Maybe. Okay. I talk to my food all the time. Oh, by the way, this is Hank. Say hi, everybody, Hank. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Really good. Did I use you earlier? Because you've got the spiked white sauce in there with the Franks, but I didn't use it from the bowl. I really wanted to have it come out of your mouth because it looks so dang cool. Here, we'll do it right here. We're going to pour a little bit out for the Macho Man Randy Savage. He's my inspiration in everything. He was the wrestler in the first Spider-Man. We're trying to buy one of his uniforms on like an eBay, aren't we, man? It's going for a lot of money. Oh, you want some excitement? Oh, yeah, I'm coming off the top rope. A little bit out for Macho Man, passed away back in the late 2000s. There we go. A little bit out. Okay, Macho Man Randy Savage. All right, so the burger. So I'm gonna, so this I should have put on the bottom bun. So I'm gonna put a little bit up on top, that spiked mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise in a burger. And with the Franks, it's just got that hit, that tang, that zen, that just boom. All right. So look at that bun. See? And you know what? If your buns have, oh, that's a bit tough. Save them this way. Add the moisture. Give it a new shelf life. Oh, look at the sizzle. And then it goes down. And then everybody's happy. Right? What? What? Oh, look at that crust, the patty. I should do 10 more right now, man. Let's keep them going. Let's keep them going. Keep asking those questions. This is the one, I heard you've written a song about one of your dishes. Can you sing some for us? Well, it's funny, I do have a theme song. I went to one of these kind of Bon Jovi / hair metal. Hey, hold on. I want to hear this. There's two sounds of jealousy. One is opening up like a ice cold bottle of soda pop, or beer. And the other is this, when a steak or burger does this. You ready? Here we go. Sounds good, right? Oh. Okay, let's do the Running Man. Okay, you might not think I take my food seriously, because I do take my fun more seriously, but I take my food very seriously. We love serving delicious barbecue every day on the festival circuit. We got the loudest food truck in Europe. We hit a button in the truck, and these speakers pop out in hydraulics like an Autobot or one of them things. What do they call it, Transformers? Yeah. Michael Mann really went crazy, but I heard the last Bumblebee one was pretty good. So it pops out, and then we DJ in the truck or out of the truck. And so I might be DJing whilst I'm doing the chips, DJ chips, not just DJ barbecue. But then the fat from that, the fryer was kind of messing up my decks. But we play music, we cater to them. The way we look at our customers is they might come for the music, but they'll stay for the food. Or they might come over for the food and they'll hear some good tunes and they'll stay for the music, The quickest way to someone's heart is through their stomach and their ears. And that's what DJ Barbecue does. And then my boy Dave over here will cook 1,000 burgers. And he has no eyeballs left by the time he's done. You're just talking to Dave like this. Dave, look at me. He's like, I am. And yeah, he gets rid of all the hair on his arms. Look at the bonuses. It's like a free little waxing. Come here. He just grew his hair back on his arms, man, folks. This is.
I did actually just notice. I was like, I do have hair. No, it's nice.
By the way, burger flippers of the world, you have the hardest job there is. I flip burgers for a living, but I make him do the 800 of them because it is the hardest job. Nurses, they're all amazing. We love all our frontline workers, but the guy who runs the grill is a tough job. To all burger chefs.
Oh, I'm just happy to have some arm hair.
You're just glad to have the arm hair back. Okay, so I'm gonna make another one of these because let me do the flip. So remember, give me a second. Let's see if I can spin this one. I had another one. Okay, here we go. Woo! Had to say that one, Dave. Thanks, buddy. Boom. Good. And so we're gonna go a bit lighter on the dusting on this bad boy. Throw those questions at me. We got another one, don't we? Here we go. Favorite underrated cut of meat? Well, we cooked one of them. We cooked one of my favorite cuts of meat. Did I grab the wrong one with the, man. Oh, I call that OE. I'll blame it on that, but it's operator error. This is the one I opened up earlier. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do that little drizzle, the hack. And this is a chef hack that I'm sure you guys are familiar with already. Like a lot of chefs do this already. I know Richard Turner from the Hawksmoor group, he's big on this. Jamie Oliver is a fan of doing the mustard hack, And it's gotta be the classic French's, man. That's the flavor profile I wanna cook in there. So we're gonna get that bad boy going. Here you go, Dave. All right. Okay, so, sorry, let me finish the other one. So the pork shoulder, the one we did earlier, it's cheaper. You can get that for like, 3-4 pounds a kilo. That's a lot of meat for that money. Beef is kind of expensive, but we also do a whole leg of cow. I like using like big cuts. So we'll do the whole top bit with the rump, and we'll do that over an open spit. But I also like, we got some flat iron, hanger, bavette, all the kind of flanky looking muscles. And also I like to put flank. Like, here's my favorite burger blend. You guys ready for this? No one's asked that question. I can't believe. Someone asked, what's your favorite burger blend? Your mix. Thank you. It's gonna be brisket, chuck, shoulder, flank, and then if you want to kind of go crazy and supercharge it, suet or bone marrow. But yeah, I love the pork shoulder. That's the main one we cook. Bavette's, hanger, onglet. There's the teres major muscle in the shoulder, which is like the kind of the false fillet. It's like the second or third most tender muscle on the cow after the fillet and like, I guess, ribeye and sirloin. But yeah, there's a little almond-shaped fillet muscle in there that I like that, you know, there's some great cuts that, you know, you're starting to see more in the butcher windows, but not really in the supermarkets. But those are my favorite cuts. What do you have? Greatest barbecue meal of your life. Oh, boy. This is, my favorite barbecue, well, I love going to Smokestack in London. I think they do barbecue better than anybody. But my friends over in Carolina, who I tapped up, I'm like, you know, how do you do your Carolina barbecue sauce? They showed me theirs, and then we kind of came up with our own. But Home Team, the guys at Home Team, they got like 3 or 5 restaurants in Carolina. I think they got one in Aspen. But they do deep fried chicken skins. So they brine the chicken and they take the skins off and then they layer them on so they dry out, then they deep fry them. That was pretty dang good. Deep fried chicken skins is a snack. Everybody's stomachs are grumbling right now. I can just hear them. Okay, so I'm just making another little tasty burger for the good people here. Am I losing my heat? They got my heat? Oh, they're good. Let's get some more yellow mustard on there. Which one has the thing? Dave, take this one away from me. And you might want to screw it. Yeah. What was I doing? Does beer can chicken actually work? Does it keep it moist? This is good. Is a question for contention. Let me repeat this question. I think I said it way too loud or fast. Beer can chicken. Does it actually work? It works to get the best cook on the overall chicken because, you know, not one side's down. I mean, the way to cook a turkey is breast side down for the first half, because then the last thing that develops on chicken and turkey is the fat content, you know? So slow growths always help, but if you put that chicken breast down or turkey down, all the fat deposits back here, they render and they keep that crown, the breast, moist. So what was it? So we were talking about, did you get that question again? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, you've lost me, because I go off on tangents and I was talking about,
does it work and does it keep
so I love shoving things up chickens' butts. I make sure they're dead first, because that make it difficult. Don't shove a chicken up a beer can up a chicken's butt. Make sure they're dead and butchered. Ooh, let me get some cheese on that. There you go, buddy. I'm gonna put you to bed. Yeah, you shove it up the beer can, and then because the chicken sits like this, you know, you use like its legs, and it just gets you get better crispy skin. I leave a little bit of beer in there. You know what, it's more for show. Scientifically, I'm not sure, you know, some of it might have evaporated and add some flavor in there, but it's mainly about putting sunglasses on your chicken when it's done. Seriously. That's the cool thing. You put your sunglasses on the chicken while sitting there resting and take a photo of it, you put it up on Instagram. You know how many more I guarantee your like ratio goes up by 30 to 40%. Maybe put some knit needles in front of them. Have your chicken do some knitting next to you whilst you're doing your things. Hit me the next one, Mary. If you don't have a DVD to hand, what else makes a good burger butcher? Well, I wanted to have my book out here, but no, I usually use the burger book. You can use, here, Dave, hand me that. You can use a frying pan. You can use a plate, but you want to have something that's got a flat thing, because that frying pan's got some indentation there. Also, when you're doing, my favorite steak to do is a smack steak, so I get them really thick, like a ribeye, because that's the best cut. I want to ask them, what's your favorite steak out there? Tell me what your favorite steak is. We're going to do a little consensus. I love ribeye because I want that ribbon of fat. And I'll get it nice and fat, and I smack it. And that way, the meat kind of pulls away from the fat, and I score the fat. because I want that fat to get a bit of a head start, because I don't want to bite into lukewarm fat. I want to bite into rendered, crispy, umami bomb fat. So yeah, that also comes in handy to smack your ribeye. I got another question. What we got, Mary? Best fish to barbecue. Wow. Okay, by the way, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of knowledge here before we go to my favorite fish, which is, I'm going to tell you now, dorada, bream. I just think bream's on the right side of oily and the right side of fishy. You know, it's got way more flavor than your cods and your stuff. I like haddock because haddock's got more of that kind of crabby vibe, got that kind of that crab feel. That's kind of sweet meat. But I love bass and bream. Where was I going before that? I had about 20 things I was just talking about. Oh, knowledge, barbecue. So what we're cooking right now is the barbecue. This, it's funny, in America, this is just considered the grill or the outdoor cooker, and they call the food the barbecue. But over here, it's great because like we use barbecue for everything. It's like, it's a verb. I'm gonna barbecue. I'm gonna throw a barbecue. It's an event. It's a noun. It's the grill, and it's such an all-encompassing word. But in America, we considered really slow-cooked meats with sauce to be barbecue. There we go. But you can do whatever you want, man. Have fun. Be crazy. Do the Running Man. Okay. Any other questions? What's your favorite steak? Ribeye? What's your favorite steak, dude?
Fillet.
Fillet? You know what? Never diss fillet. I host a festival called Meatopia, and I got the best chefs in the world. Like, you know, when you watch Chef's Table, I've already had 5 of those guys on my stage. Lennox Hasty, Dario Cicchini. You know, the butchers with shovel hands, and yeah, what were we talking about? I was going on. Oh, favorite chef, dead or alive? Wow. My favorite chef is the one that makes me happy with the meal I'm eating. You know, that could be me going through the drive-thru and just having a really good double cheeseburger with extra pickle, and mayonnaise and iceberg lettuce. Favorite chef. Niall Davidson's one of my favorites over in Ireland. He does Alta over there. Tyson Ho. He's a great guy. He does Carolina Whole Hog in Brooklyn. This Asian dude, it's so awesome, and he's a bit of a nerd. Like he teaches me so much. He told me the origins of the filet-o-fish, you know, and I was like, wow, that's a great story because that's a sandwich I like. Yeah, I have so many favorite chefs. Dave, my guy right next to me, the people I cook with, I surround myself with better cooks than me. Surround yourself with good people. Jamie Oliver told me that. I know Madonna and Paul McCartney told me to quit name dropping, but yeah, Jamie Oliver told me to always surround yourself with good people. What are the future trends do you think will come in the barbecue industry and barbecue sauces? Okay, I think we're definitely going to see more of the Alabama white sauce. This one here. Some of my tree's leaves have fallen in there. So this one. And variations of it. So we did a Frank's spiked version of the Alabama white sauce, and this is super Morse. The way I normally do this with like grilled food, because we did that with the panko pork panko chicken tenders. I'll take the chicken off the grill and I'll have this in a big bowl, and I'll have my grill set up for indirect methods. So charcoal on one side, no charcoal on the other. That way, I always got a safe zone. I goof-proof my cooking, and I'll take the chicken that I'm cooking. It's got to be kind of like towards the end. The thing about barbecue sauces is they got sugar in them. And when the sugars hit the fire, they burn. They go black. That's why when you go to your friend's house, he tries to give you some barbecued chicken. It's black on the outside and raw in the middle, and salmonella sucks, and you guys know that. You know, more people go to the emergency rooms between the months of June and September in the UK due to improperly cooked barbecue. You don't have that problem with white sauce because there's no sugar in it, so you can cook it in, you know? Cook it indirect, so you dip your chicken in there, you put it back on the grill. You can dip, double dip, heck, we triple dip sometimes, man. Bring that tang, that creamy tang. And then with this stuff, we got the Franks in there. And that's my newest recipe. Oh, God, white heat. Isn't that a Marco Pierre White book? I can't be nicking that. He also told me to quit name dropping, as did David Bowie. By the way, David Bowie, bless his heart, grew up around the corner. You're in Bowie country right now. You welcome everybody to David Bowie country. He used to play a little gazebo in Beckenham where I get my car worked on. Okay, what advice would you give to chefs and operators for coping post-lockdown? Delivery. I mean, how are we going to survive this? You know, it's cloud kitchens. It's, because people still want the restaurant vibe, and you know, some are into going out, and I love going to restaurants and you know, seeing you know people how they deal with the new normal. But delivery, it's just getting that food that they love to your home, and slowly we can get back to a better new normal as we get through it all. Gosh, yeah, we had 20 festivals lined up, but now I'm just doing little mini ones back here with you guys. Thanks for coming. Woo! Sorry, I got excited, you know. That was a little righteous little speech there. Sorry. I was Sergeant Short of the Pop Platoon when I was like 15. It was me, Private Pop-A-Lot, Corporal Crush with 2 Ks, and Lieutenant Love. By the way, Corporal Crush's kid brother impregnated my kid sister, and they had 2 kids. Yeah, my nephews. Their uncle is my breakdancing and robot partner, you know, when I was like 12. First dish you remember having with Frank's RedHot? Wings. Wings is the first dish. This is synonymous with wings. It's perfect. I love a good wing. And Frank's rocks. Yeah. That's why it's fun playing with Frank's in burgers and in mayonnaises and in the Alabama white sauce, which I'm sure if some of you guys have gone to Nashville or you've gone to Alabama or Carolina, you know, you see your Carolina barbecue sauce, the mustard-based ones, you know, the ones we use today, Carolina Gold, you know, Memphis. But now, because barbecue is becoming so more global, you're seeing everybody kind of adopting their own versions, and then they're selling their own white sauce version. So yeah, I'm gonna work with Frank's right and make a white heat. What do you got? Could you make your own pork panko crumbs? I'm sure. I mean, what? It just says fried pork rinds. Do you want to come in here? We have a little look at it. Let's pour some out. There's gonna be a bit of cheese there, so just to give you an idea of what it is. Yeah, you don't have to buy this stuff. But I get people just sending me really cool ingredients to play with, and then, you know, my kid just loves making, you know, fried chicken or chicken tenders, and it was him that we tried that with. You know, you don't even have to give it that much spices or stuff. You know, it's already got that kind of salty vibe. But that's it. And it's crushed pork rinds. You want some crushed pork rinds, Camber, dude, too? Votes are in. Ribeye is the favorite. Yes. You guys are so smart. Sorry, you were talking about fillet. I wanted to finish my fillet story. I was on stage in Meatopia with all the best chefs in the world. And I have this female butcher from up north. She's there. And I always say, why? When you're a kid, yeah, if you get fillet, you're like, oh my God, what a treat, you know, because it's the tenderest muscle. It's the laziest muscle on that cow. It does nothing, you know. The flavor muscles are here, diaphragms and bellies and all that kind of stuff, you know, or that ribeye, because it's got that fat there. Fillet's just about tender. But she says to me, don't you ever diss fillet, Christian. Sorry, I got a mystery twig stuck on my foot. Don't ever diss fillet, because that's how us butchers stay in operation. We need to sell those high-end cuts. You know, it's like you go to a restaurant, they always have that really expensive steak in there. You know, if you want to go if you want to go crazy, you know, and then you have your price point stuff. You know, it's how we operate as restaurants and food purveyors and providers. So yeah, don't ever diss the fillet. So I'm sorry if I was about to diss the fillet. You're a good man. It's a great steak, and I used to love it too. But ribeye's better. You guys know. It's that around the decal and that fat. But you know when you get a really big ribbon fat in that ribeye, just get that knife and just score it. Just put a couple little scores in there. Give it a head start, and then salt it. Pepper at the end. If you really want to add pepper on your steak, white pepper. But I don't add cracked pepper to the very end. While it's resting, it's still cooking. Go ahead. Any vegan ideas with French's? Oh my God, yeah. Jeez. Oh, you had to go hit me with vegan. I went meat today, didn't I? You know, vegan. Oh, you threw it. Now I'm going back to my vegan days. What are some of the rad recipes we've been doing vegan-wise? Because when we write cookbooks, we do about 1/5 vegan or vegetarian. And one of my favorite recipes is we do a grilled halloumi burger with smashed avocado, and then we do like a pomegranate molasses. So as long as you got like a sharp and a sweet in there, you know, you can use your Franks, you can use your French's. I just don't think the French is kind of, we haven't been able to make it really work with the chicken, you know. But it does work really well with beef and pork, and that's where we sing there. That's why we went with more of the Franks and the Alabama white sauce with the chicken. But yeah, now I got to really use my brain. I'm the meat guy. I tell you what, I get so much vegan work because I'm like, why do you guys keep asking me to do vegan recipes? They go, we want your audience. I go, but don't you want all the vegan? Oh, you've already got the vegan audience. We want your audience. I go, oh, that makes sense. I'll take the work. And also I know we got to change the way we eat. And we all know it's going plant-based. So if we can swap in 1 or 2 of those meat-based meals for a plant-based meal, the Earth's going to be, doing better. What are your kids' favorite burger? Smash burger every time. So the 2 oldest, Blue and Noah, they'll love the French's yellow mustard hack. The youngest, he just wants plain smash burger, cheese in a bun. And that's it. But he wants me to steam it. He goes, Dad, oh, I forgot I had a burger there. I started getting carried away with all the questions, man. I'm worried I got to feed people here. I got to feed everybody. There you go. This, ready? This is what my kid wants. There's a guy called Josh Ozersky, bless his heart, he's passed away, and he was the inventor of Meatopia. And we had a burger off. So we had the top burger guys from Europe going against the guy who invented Meatopia. And these guys are doing crazy beer cheeses and nutty pickles. And this guy's calling me, he's like, Christian, can you go and just get me just the easiest bun, the fluffiest bun, the nothing bun. I don't want a whole lot there. I don't want to go too fancy. Because to me, it's meat, it's cheese, and a bun with a pickle. Because you need something to cut through. He's like, lettuce, tomato? If I want a salad, I'll order a salad. And has anybody asked me what's my favorite burger? Okay, good. The one I make for me is on a really low heat, a little bit of oil in the pan. So I take red onions and I slowly reduce them with a tiny bit of brown sugar. And on the other side, I'll do some mushrooms and a little bit of butter, tiny bit of salt and pepper. And I slow cook them. Then I bring them together. Because what I'm creating right there as you reduce the onions and the mushrooms is you're creating this umami bomb. And then that's what I douse on top of my burger. I forgot to steam the bun for the kid. Oh God, I gotta steam the bun for the kid. There's not enough heat in there anyway. Dave, I'll put that aside for the kid, because that's his perfect burger. Any other questions? Because we got like 5 minutes left, right? Okay, what made you get into barbecue? We don't have 5 minutes. Do we have 10? Do we have 15? Here we go. How did I get into barbecue? Okay, this is kind of crazy, but when I was 8 years old, I got kidnapped from my family. This is a true story. My mother was the disco queen of the East Coast. So she was at Studio 54 with Andy Warhol, Grace Jones, all of them. I am not kidding you. My mom was the beauty pageant winner up and down the East Coast. So she was a model, a dancer, and I learned a lot of my soul food. My grandma's cooking because they're from the South. So my dad's from Iowa. He was a second lieutenant in the Navy. He was picking up astronauts after they would splash down. So Gemini 11, my dad called the shots on deck as they pulled in to send the frogmen in to put a little dinghy around Gemini 11 so it wouldn't sink and they can bring the men off. I think it was Anderson and White after they orbited the Earth. So my mom fell for the officer and the gentleman, but my mom was too crazy and she was nuts, so she kidnapped us. And then my dad kidnapped us back. It was crazy. I mean, we were being hidden on farms. It was like I spent months just missing second grade. And then my dad won us in a landmark court case, me and my sister. So my dad raised us. And he knew barbecue. He knew his father's barbecue from Iowa. So he's like, I need help with barbecue, Christian. Sorry, we asked one of my neighbors not to do any marble cutting for an hour. And he's like, hey, I gave him an hour, but we got to give it to him. So I apologize for the sounds. So we had every house in our neighborhood had a little gas grill pumped in there. I prefer to cook over live fire, natural charcoal, lump with charcoal now, but back then it was gas. That's where I learned. And my dad would just give me, a tray of burgers and hot dogs. If I got lucky, it was a steak. And he goes, I know you're only 6, 7, 8 years old, but it's just you and me and your sister, so I need help cooking. So he just took me through things, and I remember burning stuff. The first time I did a sirloin, I remember cutting the fat off on the side, because I was like, I'm gonna cut it off later. And my dad's like, no, son, that's where the flavor is. You're like a 7, 8 year old, and you're like, oh, Okay, Dad. So then you leave it, and he goes, that's where the meat gets its flavor. Okay. I didn't go over, did I, guys? Did we go over? Hey, I want to say thank you for all the wonderful questions, man. You guys asked some good ones. I'm gonna have to work on that vegan one with, was it Frank's or French's they wanted? Frank's. French's? Okay. I'm gonna get back to you guys. You can follow me on DJ BBQ on Instagram. DM me, man. Ask me any questions, man. I'm here all the time. Although I'm gonna go live in the woods for a couple days and go foraging and teach people how to cook over a live fire and like cook crazy seafood. And then we're gonna lay out on a fire bed in a fire pit. We're gonna put seaweed and then we're gonna put scallops on there. I'm gonna pop open a bottle of Prosecco because it's a bit cheaper than champagne and do Prosecco scallops. It's gonna be really good. I'm gonna make it rain Prosecco tomorrow. I'm DJ BBQ. This is McCormick's End of Summer Sessions. I've really enjoyed working with these guys, creating really tasty recipes, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching. Make sure you tip your bartenders. Go fast, take chances. That's what I say in snowboarding. Remember, you can't get hurt in the air? Oh, dang, that's snowboarding. And speed's your friend. That's snowboarding. Darn it. I used to be the team manager for the Vans skateboarding and snow team as well. And I always brought a grill on tour and cook for my boys, man. You put good food in good people, and they do better things. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Woo!